I eat breakfast 300 yards from 4,000 Cubans who are trained to kill me, so don't think for 1 second that you can come down here, flash a badge, and make me nervous.
Yeah, the Olympics are freezing.
Honestly, I used to do this when I was a kid. So, hey, any sword swallowers out there?
Hi, welcome once again to Comedy Parenting Radio. My name is Jerry Begley, and this is the show that invested heavily in shaved ice carts for the Winter Olympics. We want to welcome our listeners from New Zealand, Denmark, and Tanzania.
Tanzania's just like Denmark, and it reminds me of zebras.
Today, we're going to be showing you Olympic sports that never existed. We'll be right back.
Speak up, because you can. Your mind is a powerful tool, and so is your freedom of speech. So use it. It's what separates you from being a number to being an individual. Thoughts, beliefs, opinions, creativity. It's what makes you, you. Stand proud and say it loud. Know your rights. Know your freedom to speak. This message is brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters, Education Foundation, and the Broadcast Education Association.
All right. For $1 million and a free trip to Goshen, Indiana, what do the letters CPR stand for?
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
So sorry, they stand for Comedy Parenting Radio.
You're back with Comedy Parenting Radio. We're discussing Winter Olympic sports that never, ever existed.
Dad, there's one that should really kick off the list.
You're not talking about that.
Sticking your tongue to a flagpole.
People have been doing it for so long, you would think that finally it gains Olympic notoriety as a sport.
That'd be hilarious.
How would that play out?
I don't know. What do you think, Elijah?
Well, I think people would just run as fast as they can, jump and see how high they can get their tongue stuck onto a pole.
Imagine how that would work.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2018 Winter Olympics. This is Bowie Rookins.
This is Dave Johnson.
And right now, we're in the middle of the Stick Your Tongue to the Flagpole competition.
You know, Bowie, the Denmark team was in first place at 9.5 meters. However, the Japanese came in with jetpacks, and they made it up to how high were they?
That was quite a steal at 11 meters.
Yes. It looks like we have about 70 or 80 contestants hanging from the pole right now?
Yes, there are, Dave. And you know, speaking of the Japanese competitors, one of them still has his jetpack going, and so he's doing loop-de-loops around with his rather long tongue by now.
We're going to go live down to the field now with Cletus Johnson to interview one of the contestants.
This is Cletus Johnson reporting for Channel 5, The Big Corn Cob. And I'm down here on the contesting field for the newest Olympic sport, stick your tongue to a flagpole. Honestly, I used to do this when I was a kid, and if I had known it was an Olympic sport, I would have kept doing it and been practicing. Anyways, I'm up here in the hoist lift talking to one of the highest competitors, Mr. Right, Mr. Motola. So how does it feel to have won such a prestigious event?
Well, I'm very proud of my country.
And how long have you been training for this event?
Ever since I was a little boy. We used to go out at school and stick our tongue to the flagpole.
I see. And, what are you planning to do once you win this event and go back home? Will you come back next year?
I would like to come back next year, but no one will be here.
How did you get so high up?
It was really pretty easy. I just ran out here and flew up and stuck out my tongue.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Cletus Johnson from Channel 5 News, The Great Corn Cob, reporting on the Winter Olympics. Back to you, Dave.
That would really be quite the Olympic sport to stick your tongue to a flagpole.
Boy, would it. I wonder if there are any other odd Olympic sports that don't actually exist.
You're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio, and we're talking about Winter Olympic sports that never existed. We'll be right back.
There's nothing like the view from the cheap seats.
Oh, it's so cold here at the Olympics. I get freezing.
Hey there, buddy. Come here.
What do you want?
It seems you're cold.
Yeah, the Olympics are freezing. Me.
See, what you need is a big bowl of Comedy Parenting Radio's shaved ice. It comes in 5 tropical flavors.
What are they?
They come in banana, coconut, mango, kiwi, and pizza.
Pizza?
Sure thing.
I'll have one of those.
Here you go. Have a tropical day with CPR's shaved ice. When you're at the Olympics, look for the cart that has the guy's hands frozen to the bar and grab yourself a big bowl of CPR's shaved ice. Side effects may include nausea, vomiting, dizziness, and possibly death. Batteries not included.
You are listening to Comedy Parenting Radio with your host, Jerry Begley. Sorry.
Do it. Just talk.
You are listening to Comedy Parenting Radio with your host, Jerry Begley.
Say comma D, not comma T.
You are listening to Commandant Jerry Begley.
There you go.
I wonder if there are any other odd Olympic sports that don't actually exist.
Well, there's always bobcat sledding.
What's bobcat sledding?
It's like regular bobsledding, except with a bobcat.
How does that work?
So what it is there's a 4-man team, and they're pushing their sled. They jump in, but then at the last second, someone throws in a bobcat. And so you have to try to stay alive with this rabid, wild bobcat in your bobsled, as well as trying to get good time on the track downhill.
So you've got the pilot, you got the brakeman, you got the... What do you call the guys in the middle?
I would call him the bobcat handler.
Oh my word, can you imagine? Okay, team, we are ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Was ist das?
Bobcat, was ist los?
Ach du Lieber! It's clawing under my face. He's got his paws up under my helmet.
Help! He's trying to rip my hat apart! I'm going to crash us!
I cannot hang on to the steering column.
We are going to crash.
I cannot hang on to the steering ropes. He's biting me.
Throw him out, man. Throw him out.
Raus with the cats. Raus.
He's clawing at the brake. Oh no, the brake snapped.
Ach, mein Ei. Ach, mein Handschuh.
Dein Handschuh.
He is nibbling on my finger.
The cops said, release the cat. We're going to crash.
On second thought, that would probably be a very dangerous sport.
Can you imagine what they look like when the bobsled comes rolling in across the finish line?
I think it would be a great place to get a job as a painter.
For all of the scratches all over the sled?
Yeah.
And all the fur would be flying as they come across the finish line?
For crying out loud, it would probably be a good way to get a job as a smith, because there's probably going to be several holes in the bobsled.
And their suits are all tore up?
Yeah. Plus, you may need to be a paramedic as well. So if you ever wanted to get a job as a paramedic, smith, painter,
or a seamstress,
this would be the Olympic sport for you.
Yeah, it actually employs a lot more people than the normal bobsledding.
Creating jobs.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why they ever gave it up. You know, there's another Olympic sport that I think that they should have.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Well, it would be the icicle drop.
The icicle drop, huh?
Yeah, and picture this. Okay, Roy, I want you to stand right here under these eave troughs where all these icicles are hanging down. Look straight up, and I'm going to knock them down on your head. Just say, ah.
Ah.
The most icicles you can stick in people's mouths and all that.
It's like the Chubby Bunny Challenge, but 8 times more deadly.
I don't know, but you can wear a helmet.
How's that going to help your insides?
Well, you won't get knocked out. You know who I think would be the best at this?
Who?
Sword
swallowers.
Sword swallowers.
Huh, that makes sense.
Yeah. They would be recruited for all the different teams around the world.
I mean, it probably pays, because they probably don't have winter jobs.
Yeah.
So, hey, any sword swallowers out there, let's get this into an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
We're creating jobs.
Okay. There's another sport that really should be in the Winter Olympics.
What's that?
Well, it's a lot like biathlon. You know how they go skiing and then they shoot?
Right.
Well, in this one, you go ice skating, and then you would throw tomatoes at the judges.
I feel sorry for the guy sitting behind the judge.
Why is that?
Because he paid $400 for that seat, and he's got tomatoes all over him.
Well, hey, label the first few rows as a splash zone, and you can charge $800 for that seat.
Good idea.
Guys, I have an idea for the ultimate Winter Olympic sport.
And what would that be?
Trying to cross an icy intersection in cowboy boots.
Ooh.
Are there any other players in this sport?
Well, there's a concrete truck. The driver's trying to stop, but he can't. And there's a fire truck coming at you sideways behind the cement truck. And it has a siren going.
Is it a Dalmatian pattern fire truck?
I'm going to ignore that.
Good.
And there's a gasoline tanker behind the fire truck, jackknifed, and they can't stop.
Wait, what's that on the opposite street coming our way?
Oh, well, that's a rocket-propelled grenade headed towards the tanker about to blow up.
Wow, this is some Olympic sport you got going here. And I thought the cowboy boots were the most dangerous part. Okay, you've been listening to Comedy Parenting Radio talking about Winter Olympic sports that never existed. I want to thank you guys for coming out here to the studio today.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And will you guys go?
Yeah.
Grab a bunch of fire extinguishers and run up there and douse that big flame. It's going to catch the whole place on fire.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Wait, hold everything.
Yo.
It was fine if he snorted. Stop snorting. You don't come first.
I'm sorry.
We need to do an ad for CPR shaped ice.
Sounds like a
You're getting so flat right now.